Don't worry, tape is cheap.
This is helping me.
Yeah. Welcome to Playback Mansion. We're here today at Lake in the Hills, Illinois, where Nobius audio speakers are made, and I'm here with Steve and Jay, the brains and the brawn behind Nobius audio speakers, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their manufacturing. So when did you guys start?
So we started about 3 years ago when Steve and I met up for a project to restore and rebuild this old pair of speakers that I had managed to snag off of Craigslist. And Steve's workmanship and the finish that he brought about, and these were these old Tangent RS2 speakers, kind of sparked the idea that we could do something more with this over here. And then we built another cabinet, tested it out, went through a bunch of cabinets and then a bunch of designs, and the rest is Nobius audio. So vintage voiced speakers, handmade plywood fabrication that Steve does out here in the workshop. And we launched a line of MDF cabinets, which were the cabinets or the speakers that we showcased at Expona this year.
Very cool. And so yeah, I heard him at Expona, and I really wanted to learn more about the company. And so Steve is this master cabinet maker.
Yep. I would be the chief fabricator.
The chief fabricator. And then Jay is an aerospace engineer?
Aviation.
Aviation, excuse me, yeah.
This is the what if I would have not gone into aviation, then what sound would have
This
looked
is
like.
following your real passion.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yes. Yes.
And I got to audition the speakers both at Expona and then in Jay's actual living room. They image beautifully. They're a seal design, so you can position them very easily in your living room, and they just sounded amazing. I contrasted them with some LS35As that he had, and they're completely in the same league. And so now I'm going to walk around. This is too tight of a lens. I apologize to you people at home. I brought the wrong lens, but we're going to make do, and I'm going to walk you around the manufacturing facility here in Lake in the Hills.
Starting over in this corner, we got the CNC machine. So all of the baffles and all the front faces of the boxes are going to be cut out here. We use it a little bit to get closer to home base on some of the stands, and then after that, everything following is going to be all hand built. We've got a nice shop table saw, the router set up. Really just trying to get the whole shop set up for a flow state so we can get all the manufacturing as tight as possible. So right now what you see is kind of one of our first practice runs on batching for the S25s. We've already put a few out to a few customers who have been just raving about it. So we're kind of starting to try to ramp that up a little bit since we see a little bit of demand coming out of the woodworks for us.
So we've got three range of products. First is our speaker line, which is obviously that gets the most attention and is the big conversation piece. The second is the set of stands that we do. So the spiral stands and the space savers, which again came out of a need. Spiral stands do have a funny story behind them. Steve and I were out. We were actually sitting at home. We were having a few.
We were having some libations.
We were having
Everybody
some
loves a little whiskey now and then.
Yes, so we were having some
That's
fun.
all right. There's nothing wrong with it.
The conversation pivoted to, hey, what if stands look like this? And we were sketching out a design on the box of a whiskey bottle, and the rest is he came up with the spiral stands. Then the second challenge was with kids. I mean, I've got a 3 and a 7-year-old, so we ran into this trouble where they just kept crashing into the equipment, be it the subwoofer or the speakers. So it's like, what if we could compact these stands into, put the receiver here, put the amplifier here, let's have the subwoofer sit on one of the stands under a damped platform and the speakers sit on top. So the space savers were born out of that necessity that a lot of people appreciated. It's intended for people with small listening spaces or people who just want to have more space to put up more equipment in their listening space. And then finally, the third line of products that we work on is the speaker risers and the cable risers. The cable risers are extremely popular, made in hardwood, hand finished by him. The speaker risers as well, one integral design gives you plus minus 8 degrees, plus minus 13 degrees, or 0 degrees. So So those are the three line of products that we work on. Speaking of speakers, we do one which is our vintage voiced N19. It comes with an external crossover, which is for modularity and future arrangement. And frankly, I just love the way the box looks, the way it's been built. This is made in ply miter joints, beautifully rounded over with a proud baffle. Other than the drivers, I think, yeah, I can happily state that everything is proudly made in Illinois. We get everything locally and we put it together over here. The other two models that we work on or that we build are the S12 and the S25. S12 was what we showcased at Expona this year along with the S25. It comes with an external crossover again with an adjustable tilt on the tweeter. So depending on your listening space, depending on your listening preference, you can actually adjust the tilt of the tweeter. And it's inspired by old Genesis speakers, so it follows the same frequency response trend. And then the flagship or the most popular that Steve was showing, the S25s, sealed 25-liter cabinet, two-way design, heavily damped. I think all in these would be about 35 pounds each, and razor flat response, if I may say so. Impressed a lot of reviewers, impressed a lot of listeners. So the models that you see over here, one's going for sale, two are being built for reviewers. So one's headed to Canada for a review, the other one's headed to Dakota for a review, and the third one's headed to Ohio.
Yeah, I'll just take you guys a little tour and show you some of the pieces of the spiral stands, give you an idea of how they're built, how they go together, the levels of perfection and obsession that go into it. Because I guess coming from more of the furniture manufacturing side of things, that's kind of like the nice marriage between me and Jay. It's two different bits of obsession and perfection coming from different areas. So the decoupling kind of allowed Jay to give me some of the things that he was looking for out of them. And we want, obviously, inertness. You're looking for damping and everything. My job in the marriage was to take all those necessities and dress them up nicely. Make them, we want everything not to just hold your speakers and be a stand and somewhere to put them, but to like add to your space, something that could be a conversation piece or something that can bring a whole new ethos to the space. It's like your basic pedestal stand, but we put a quote-unquote twist on it. So instead of going straight up and down, all your legs are going to go in an angled fashion, giving you a nice spiraled twist. And then as far as the way that we do the damping, both platforms, top and bottom, are actually double platforms. We have an internal platform that's going to go on the bottom that the top or bottom platform is going to slip on and over, and we offer bits of sorbothane to go in between that with a nice little recess, so that even if the sorbothane at about a 1/4 inch goes in, you got nice flush planes all the way around. We've been doing everything in a nice high gloss finish for these stands. We do offer satin, semi-gloss, gloss. Yeah, just trying to make something pretty for the home.
How we're trying to manage expectations, being such a small shop, is also batch manufacture them, so that anyone who's interested in a particular product knows when to expect that it's going to be ready for them.
All right, thank you so much for your time, guys. This is really cool, and I'm really excited for you, and I think they're big things in your future. And I encourage anybody watching to follow. Do you have a website for Nobius Audio?
Nobius.audio.
Nobius.audio, perfect. So thanks a lot, guys, and good luck.
Thank you. That wasn't too bad.